you know. Okay, so we're alive.
You can use.
I don't have to name the people I'm cutting your cords with, if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
So,
There's something I'd like to say though first.
yes.
Tell you. Whoever they are, whatever they are, or the bad people, whatever they are, the mean family members, the abusive ones, or whoever they are, I don't have contact with them at all, but except for through distant emails, and that's it. Just to, because I have an aunt that, they have chain emails through AOL email. Once in a while I run across them. Is all it is. But other than that, they're not on my Facebook. I don't hang out with people like that. Really careful about who I'm friends with and who I let close.
Right. Yeah. Good idea.
Don't let anybody close, because I've had my food poisoned, my car tampered with, you name it. It's, oh yeah, it's been really bad. And I was just way too naive and way too trusting of people that I should have been able to trust, honestly.
Yeah. Well, are you done there, or you got anything more you want to say about it?
Well, you'd said before that they were people that I needed to get out of my life, but the thing is, there's nobody in my life like that. And I did want to say that the worst days were like right before the new moon on the 29th, 30th, and 31st. And also on the 25th. And I did note that on the 25th, that was a void of course moon date.
Right.
And it was also 7 days before the new moon. And I thought that was of note, because whoever is doing it, it's like a circle of people. And it's like they plan it and they go by numbers. And I only recently started paying attention to the pattern. I'm like, interesting. And so I just wanted to let that be known, to let you know, who's ever. And that also, when we were in the meeting that we were in last Thursday, say what meeting that was in, but the fun one where we were like doing readings and stuff like that. I wanted to say that I was literally being attacked in situ as that was going on.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I that kind of came out in the cards too. Yeah.
So I wanted to let you know that as feedback for you.
Okay. Thank you. Well, it also gives me a little bit better idea of what I might have to do here. So, I mean, I basically do see just those two main cords, and they seem to be connected to family members, because that's the only way I can see any thing like that being that big. It's, I mean, they're good sized roots that they've tried to they ran into, and even though you don't have any contact, they can still draw.
I feel it. You're right, Phil.
Okay.
You're right.
Okay, so looking here, so I definitely want to cut those two, but there could be other auxiliary shoots that are coming in, but that are just too small for me to see. So this is also going to call for you to have to do some follow-up work, and just kind of, I don't know how good are you are at visualization. Do you have a pretty good visualization? Okay, good. So all right. So let's just take a deep breath, and then just let everything go, anything internal, so we can get you kind of into that space first. Deep breath in, hold it in, let it go. Yeah, let it go. Another. And hold it in, let it go.
I want to let you know that the energy's been much better the last 2 days. So if you do cards again, it probably would show up differently.
Well, we can check, we can check with the cards just to make sure that this is done properly.
Got it.
Okay, so I'm feeling the connection here with you. So I'm going to start on your back. coming from the crown, going down, 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 and coming around your legs, your thighs, your legs, down to your feet, circling around, coming up the front, up, 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 and then down each side, around the arms, again, around, under your feet, coming up. Okay, I'm going back to the back, because that's where I see the cords there. So that just kind of scored them. I didn't remove them here. Focusing the light, pure white light, like a laser cutting through those cords. Okay, so that's one of them. All right. Yeah, this one's a little bit bigger and a little tougher. Kind of a maternal flavor to it. There now it's starting to. Okay, I'm down. So I'm sending healing to your aura, your energy field there. That was a big one. So do you feel anything on your back? That's what I want to know. If you feel that the connection has been broken, or do you feel energy flowing in? Actually, is what I want to know.
I feel like a white pearlescent misty white light swirling and kind of almost like trying to fight off a dark energy that's really draining.
Right. Yeah. No, I kind of feel it. It's kind of beating against me here. Beat on, you stupid ass. You ain't gonna get into me. That's good that they're focusing on me. Because that gives me full I can go back at them now.
Michael, please assist.
Okay, but I'm going to focus on you right now on this. Actually, wait a minute. Hold on a second here. Got to turn and get this guy. Okay, I've got that contained, so they can't bother either you or me right now until I can deal with it. Actually, I'm going to call on Archangel Michael.
Yep.
Archangel Michael, please remove this entity and send it back to source, I ask. And he says, okay, yeah, he's going to do that. Alrighty. So yeah, she did set some protections on that one. Well, I send love and healing back up that cord and to that person that they will no longer need or no longer come towards you and to do what they've been doing. They will lose all interest and any way to connect again, because that's pretty insidious right there. Alrighty.
Wow.
Okay, now I see that cord. It's starting to shrink and shrivel back from the light. Good. Okay, let's look at that other cord. Actually, that one kind of went on its own. So it didn't come from quite as powerful of a person. So we're beefing up your energy field around you to make it a little bit more harder for, because what they're going to probably do, yeah, because they're going to know that that cord was big enough to be seen, so they're going to try to send little tendrils into you to try to get back in at you. So they're telling me, your guides are saying that first that to call on them to help protect you, and also that at night and in the morning to call in for a cleansing, or they're saying to imagine a sword or some sharp object coming down on all the way around you in the morning to cut anything that might have attached to you in the night, and then also to do that at night for anything that is attached to you during the day. When you're more in the conscious mind and in this and not in your subconscious mind, you're probably not going to have. And then try to notice the difference, when you do that, if you feel any like if you were being felt, if you notice the difference in the drain on energy or your energy level.
I feel it. I feel like more white light at my back and back of my neck and mid and lower back.
Yeah, no, I mean that's where they were attached. So that's good that we're sending that white light there, because that needs to heal those. And yeah, that's the thing that maybe I didn't realize before in other work that I've done, is that I can cut those cords, but it's that they can come back, but they don't come back as a big cord. They come back as little tendrils, and once they get something in, like a root, it's kind of like like root action. They'll send a small little tendril in, looking for a gap in your energy field,
like an injury.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and there's different things that we can do to harm our aura, our energy field. It can come from negative talk that we have for ourselves. It can come from negative talk that we get from other people that kind of, put in minor little fractures in it. And that's all they need, is a little fracture to come in. And I mean, normally it's going to be more of an issue is when you're having daily contact with still having daily contact with these negative people. So I mean, you might not, I don't want you to be too hyper vigilant on it, because you'll attract it, but just kind of establish some kind of a routine where you're either bathed in the white light morning and night, and then anytime you think of it throughout the day when you're feeling, or when you're having issues with somebody, just go back into that white light and just sort of envision it all the way around you. And another visualization that I'm being reminded of is the mirror meditation or visualization, in which you see you're in a sphere, that covers over your head, under your feet, and on the outside of that sphere is all mirrors, kind of like one of those disco balls, right? Where it's all mirrors all the way around, and that way that reflects back any of that negative energy that they try to send at you. It just gets repelled back at them. So that's one kind of visualization you can use. oftentimes. The other is just to imagine, you know about your chakras, I'm sure, right? So you imagine that you've got another chakra, or another two chakras. You have to go up to the 8th or the 9th, so that you connect you to the sun. So that white light coming from the sun, imagine that coming down as a shaft down through your crown and just enveloping your body in that brilliant white light, or golden light, either white or golden. Either one of those energies are good for dispelling negativity.
This started with a night terror on March 8th. It was really bad. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have to remember that the sun is, though they're talking about a grand minimum coming, it still isn't here. We're in a solar maximum still. And so that's going to be affecting us, because the sunspots are popping off all the time. So there's a possibility of we're going to be in more of getting more CMEs directed at us to raise our vibration. So in doing that, that's going to, well, especially for people that aren't used to those kind of energies, it drains you, you know, it just, especially if you can't ground that energy.
I think they help, Bill. I think those energies helped me from the sun, the CMEs.
Yeah. No, it could very well do that. I mean, it's
yeah.
So good. That's good. So then that means you can handle those energies. That's great. So yeah, I don't feel like you're drawing any energy now. I mean, it feels like it's your system's pumped back up pretty well. Do you have any other concerns or anything else that's troubling you right now? Because I can work on that too.
I appreciate this. I really, I just like to know how I will say this, it seems to come from the west-northwest direction when they happen. And it's almost a physical thing. And it's like, and that's how it felt. And whenever they do these attacks, and I finally noticed the pattern to it, but I just want to stop them and I looked in myself, was like, did I have a past life where I did something? Is there anything? And the answer is no, not really. I had one past life as a sorceress where I was heavily implanted or something. And, you know, I kind of remember that lifetime. And I was like, oh, I need, tracks with that, because I didn't want to do that. That was against my will in that lifetime. But in this lifetime, I haven't done anything.
Yeah, no, they're telling me, your guides are telling me, you know, that didn't have anything to affect your, that lifetime didn't have anything to affect any karmic debt that you would have in this one. You came in, Lisa, to clear your family's karma.
Yes.
And so, I mean, you don't.
But they didn't want to.
Well, I mean, we don't know that when we come in. We think we can we have big plans when we come in here. And then when the boots hit the ground, it's all out the window. It's just, what can we do? So I'm hearing you've done as much as you could do towards fixing that. And really all you have to focus on now is healing yourself. Yeah, they're saying she doesn't need to worry about that anymore. She's taken on enough of this. If you can clear this stuff within yourself, that will be a great purpose to have achieved in this lifetime.
Right on.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can do good work, other good work too. I mean, it's not like, oh, that's all you need to do. So just heal thyself. though.
Counseling for people apparently.
Well, yeah, it could be that. I mean, there's a lot of things like I see that you can do. You could, well, let's just see.
But I didn't know I could do that until people kept calling me to help them, and I was like, wow, okay, sure.
Well, when you think about it, you've got a lot of experience with the Illuminati, let's just say. That's what I'm hearing.
I have quite a lot of knowledge about it. I know their patterns because that's what I was struggled to get away from, because it was a child and I didn't know what I was born into. And
Well, I mean,
my mother's husband, he was in the Pentagon, if that tells you anything. And
well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be evil or anything like that, but
no, he has
there are definitely some evil people there. Okay, so let's look at the cards here. The first one we got is the Queen of Wands.
Phil, I want to make it known that I'm not them. I don't want anything to do with them.
Yeah, no, you're not with the Queen of Wands. You're
good. I choose good. Good. I choose good. I'm in buying true light always, inside and outside. Always. I say that every day.
Well, I feel that this card is representing you, the Queen of Wands. So you're kind of a passionate person, right?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's good. So, and then
I got a Sagittarius rising, so that's right on.
Yeah, the Sagittarius. Oh, that would be. Oh, that's interesting. My girlfriend's a Sagittarius rising too.
She's beautiful. She's amazing.
Yeah, I think so too. So the other one is what you're dealing with right now is the Seven of Pentacles. So it's you're hoping to harvest soon. Some finances, it sounds like. So I think that's in the works for you.
They're growing. They're growing. They're planted. They're really growing.
Yeah, they're growing. That's what I would say. But you're getting close to harvest, is what I'm hearing. And then we've got the Page of Wands. So a new beginning to. So this is okay. So this looks pretty positive. Let's see if there's anything else I can say here. The Emperor. So the Emperor is telling you is to claim your sovereignty and be sovereign in this. That you are no longer a victim to them. That you are an equal to them. That you have just as much power as they do. In fact, I'm going to say you have more power because it's coming from source. So as long as you're drawing your power from source, we are way more powerful than they are.
They don't like that.
Yeah, they don't like the light. They don't like that. I mean, because they get a lot of power from their demons. This is why she had one attached to you, because it's that was part of the contract, right? Is that she set the demon, she uses the demon, so she doesn't want the demon sucking energy off her. She sends it to suck it off of you or whoever she can have. So now let's yeah, okay. Michael is saying that he's contained. There was another demon there. So I guess maybe your sister also had one.
Oh yeah, that one's terrible. She's bad.
All right. Well, we're gonna transform both of those back to the light, and cleanse those so that they can't come. They're not going to be able to use those again. It won't do them any good to call on them. All right. Yeah, okay, we've done that. All righty. Hey. So, do we have anything else that we need to tell Lisa here? Yeah, they're just wanting to know that that you can call on your angel and your spirit guides to aid you, and that you do have way more power than these people that are trying to attack you, and that if you just step into your power with gratitude and love, that there isn't anything that's going to get to you again like this. That you can.
You know, they tried very hard to take me out energetically.
Oh
So,
yeah, no, I see that. I mean, they tried to just outright attack you at one point, and then they said, well, we can just drain her, gradually. So they're going to be a little upset now that they've. So they may try to contact you again. Try to, especially if you can be kind of vigilant for the next little while here about doing that cleansing or however you can imagine is you have 4 guillotines right around you, and then you get up in the mornings, and when you stand up, they come down and they go whop and chop off everything.
no, you're off.
Boom, boom. And that there is, so that it's that you're starting the day with a clean slate and no tendrils sucking stuff out of you, because that, yeah, I mean, I kind of see that they've got like a whole coven that they were using against you.
Exactly. I'm so glad you've seen that, because you're really psychic. And then when I was speaking with you guys last Thursday, I could feel them circling around me counterclockwise. It was like, I don't know how many of them, 12, 13, probably at least
Um,
7.
yeah, I think it's the 13. I mean, they those kind of covens, they like that number 13.
And it happened the day that added up to 13, because that was March 31st.
Yeah.
I happen to notice a pattern in numbers because I've just been paying attention to it, just to see, what it is, so I can nail it.
Yeah.
Kind of terrible, but I was
Well, I
like,
mean, and that's a good thing. I mean, this is the reason why the controllers, right? They put out, oh, astrology is bad, numerology is bad, tarot cards are bad. It's because they don't want you tapping into that power and using it against them.
yeah,
They want to have the only ones that can do that, because they don't care about, that they said it's bad. They know that it's good, that it helps them. So we have to use the same tools too. I mean, that's where we come into our own power.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, don't be afraid of your gifts or using the tarot or your numerology or anything like that. I mean, they're pretty adamant about that. Use these tools for the good,
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do. Use them for the good. That's why they were allowed to be given to us as human beings, is so that we would start tapping into our own intuition and making that connection to source and channel that energy, instead of tapping into our baser desires or that lower realm and running that energy. So no, they're well pleased about this, and they're saying that this is going to be you're going to see some progress.
It's
Harvest
okay.
is coming. Harvest is coming.
It's okay to tell me what you see. Chances are I probably saw the same thing, and then you might have seen something that I missed.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, and I'm a little cautious about reading my own self for that reason, because I will miss things. I think I've got it all, contained. But I mean, this is one reason why I think it's good that I'm with Yara, because she can see stuff that I can't see.
Yes.
And
Well,
and
Phil,
likewise, I can do the same for her. So
I
I
don't,
mean, I hope that you can find somebody like that to kind of aid you in your path.
because he's on the other side, and I hope I can meet someone. But
Well,
right now, I
no,
don't have
I'm
really
hearing okay. I'm hearing that he's going to try to direct somebody towards you that can help you in this, because you're not supposed to be alone. I'm hearing.
Bill, I don't belong to any coven or anything like that.
Well, this will be a partner in spirit. I mean, he'll be a. I'm not gonna. He's going to be a part of your soul family. Is what this entity is saying is that he's going to drive a. He's going to try to influence a soul brother to come to your aid, or to come partner with you, so that you can have somebody to watch your back, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, tell it like it is. Tell it like it is. I understand that.
Yeah, so yeah, he's saying that he does want that. He isn't. He doesn't want you to be unhappy, because he's gone.
Health and
Yeah, he just wants you to be happy and healthy and bringing the light, because he knows that's what you're here to do.
hey,
Yeah, no,
Phil,
he's all for it. He's gonna try to bring somebody into you. So if you're open to that, I mean, go ahead. And he seems to think that you are. So I don't know whether you are or not. Think about that though. Be open to that, is what I'm hearing. That's a possibility.
I know there's good covens that do so much good work for the planet, and they're awesome and wonderful, and I got total respect. But then there's like bad ones that shouldn't even have the name coven.
Right. Well, and
So,
I've been in a few covens, just to as a
but good.
disclaimer. But and I try to keep my energy good in those, and some of them were good. The cups ones, I think, were good,
Yeah.
but still, there was some bad energy in it, and when that happens, those break up. Unfortunately, it's only the ones that are really bad that kind of stick together because they're all of the same mind. But what often happens in covens, we'll have, some white witches or green witches, and then the dark ones will come in, and it causes conflict, and they break apart. So it's a little harder for good covens to stay good, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Unless they are really diligent about who they let in. And the last coven I was in was not that diligent. So I was I did something that got them to leave. And I haven't had a coven since. I'm not into that. It seems to me like if we're bringing the light, then we attract the dark. And we try to be open, right? And we want to be open and give to all. But I'm hearing that isn't really the way to go anymore. Is that it's more come into the personal power and sovereignty, is what I'm hearing. And really be sovereign within yourself. And
Yeah, those dark ones are like they can't draw from source. Anyway, they're dying out.
right. Well, I mean, this is why they try to
Dark ones that the really
yeah,
bad.
they try to come in and they can't take that direct source, but what they do is they try to work on you and put you in fear, so then they can draw that kind of loosh or energy off of you, and that's their primary source. Is a lot of people like that, all these people that are buying into the mainstream media and thinking gotta wear a mask, oh, COVID is will kill me, when it won't. If you've got a good, if you got a good mental attitude about it, it's no more worse than a cold or a flu, and we've survived that. Most of us do.
Is there any objects I should get rid of?
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Yeah.
I've thrown out.
You do. I mean, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. See, let's take a look here.
Let me get my drink. They say it's okay to get a drink now.
Yeah. Get a drink. Fluids are good. Do you have a picture frame that your mother or your sister gave you? Or, with a picture in it? Or
I certainly do. It's made of wood and I've wanted to throw it out, the frame itself.
yeah,
But
that's what I'm hearing is the frame. They've written something on it in invisible ink or some kind of, well, in energy is what I'm seeing. And yeah, so I would reframe that picture and metal frame. I'm hearing a metal frame is.
yeah, something lightweight and good, and I'll paint it gold because it's something that somebody made for me. It's really pretty, but it's in this heavy wooden frame, and it's extremely heavy to me.
Right. Well, that's because it's got some pretty dark energy in it. And I mean, this is the thing is that they use a really dense, dark energy on these things, and so it gives it seems more heavy, even though it's should be light as wood. You're right. It should be light. But yeah, I would say, can you do an outside fire?
I'm not physically able to move well enough to do that. I hope to be. I keep a candle lit all the time, a white one.
Well, no, because I'm thinking that you would set a ritual fire to burn that frame. If you can't do that, what I would say is, well, wear gloves and break it, and then throw it in the trash. At least do that. It would be better if you could. Oh, and another thing is that you could break it and put it in, throw it into any flowing water, like a stream or a river or the ocean.
Okay.
Something like that, something to draw it away from you, either smoke, and go rising up in the air, or water to wash it away. Are the two forms they say would be the best way to, and breaking it up also would be important. So, take something to it to break it. If you don't, I mean, you want to be kind of careful on that. Is envision the white light while you're doing it, so that none of that energy comes into you when it's broken. I'm hearing the one way would, if you can pick up a rock and just break it with something where you're not touching it. So just well, I mean, you have to touch it to put it out there, right? It's breaking it up. I think that's all. When I'm looking at this, is just breaking it up and either burning it or the trash might work. I'm hearing that the trash might work, so you could just throw it in the trash, and but break it up so they can't be, because somebody else may use it, You know,
Yeah.
the trash man might think, oh, that's a nice frame. I'll take it home to my wife. Not a good thing. Now you've just passed your problem on to somebody else. So,
They,
so yeah, make sure that it can't be used as a frame again, is what I'm hearing, is the main thing. Whether that's through flame or physically breaking it.
they broke into my storage shed when we were overseas because I trusted, the family member, the half sister.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know. I mean, I was like, dee, 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 so stupid. And I trusted her, right? And I had no idea people would tamper with my car, go in there and do the things that they did. And when I unpacked our stuff, I found things like my car title missing, birth certificate. A lot of weird things are missing. I've replaced them since.
Right. Yeah. No, they're using those
But,
to in magic to control you.
oh, wow. I found
This cord cutting will help that, because that's I think that's why they were able to get such strong cords into you, is because of that stuff that they stole.
wow.
So yeah, let's
That puts clarity on it.
we're gonna go back and we're gonna combust those things. Now, it may not like go up, burst into flame and everything, but it'll kind of dissolve, and they won't be able to reuse these things. Damn. Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me of that.
I found like a oily brownish paste that looked like it had grains of blackish, brownish dirt, sand in it.
Yeah.
It was, I think I figured it out. It had a real bad vibe. And they put it in my stuff, pasted it on my earrings, everything.
You washed that all off, right? I hope.
Yeah, and most of any jewelry I had got stolen, but anything that I like there's little $2 earrings that I thought were beautiful because they're lightweight.
Uh-huh.
They were like really sparkly. I'm a girl, they make me feel good.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Those earrings that I used to take a lot of pictures and stuff like that, that's what they pasted that on. And so I was trying to figure out, asking my divine guidance, I want to know what that is that's pasted on there that had such a very bad vibe. And I heard the words, I hope it's okay to say it, graveyard dirt.
Yeah. No, that's
I'm like,
so that's that would be the other green. The other one I heard was black sand or black salt. So
yes,
they
take a pace.
yeah, so no, that's some bad jujus right there. That's hoodoo magic.
They put it all over my stuff. I think I've thought of throwing out the bins that I found it pasted in the bottom of them. I have these really nice, bright, happy colored pink bins, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was pasted in there. It's like on anything that I know it was her now for sure because she's named and shamed, for making a choice like that the half sister would do something like that. So
Yeah.
she enlisted help from those kind of people that would do that.
Oh, this gives me a good idea here. So yes, Archangel Michael and Gabriel and Uriel and Ariel. Now please go and clear all of these items from this covens. I'm hearing that they've got a building or something that they use for this crap. Okay, however you want to do it, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, they're really messing with it. That place will be hard to use after they're gonna get dialed in.
They tried to get my son too, or they did. They hurt him.
Yeah, well, and
That's
I'm gonna say you probably want to warn your son to beef up his protection now too, because
yeah.
they're gonna find you really hard to get back to if you, especially if you work with that white light and some kind of a visualization. Either envision Archangel Michael coming, inviting him in to cut any kind of connection to this group at all. That, you know, every day I would ask it for that, at least for a month, because I think after that they're gonna kind of give up on it if they keep getting their ass handed to them every time they do it. So yeah, I would invoke or ask Archangel Michael and Gabriel, because the sound is another good way to really mess with them. They can't. This is kind of why I use these bowls, because that vibration just drives them. Okay, I think I see that they're working on that.
Should I throw those things out as well?
Well, anything that's got that you couldn't get that paste off of, I would toss it. I mean, I would either, and I would cleanse with salt water. Use salt water or a little salt in your cleaning solution. Will help. And that's another thing that you can do, is sprinkle a little salt on your windows, on your door, the door jambs, any opening into your house. And I mean, I'm not talking like you don't have to actually have a white line, just a few grains all the way across. So, you know, just and while you're doing that, imagine that you're creating a really cleansing barrier right there. And I hear that will also help to keep them from coming back in, because they've lost a big source of energy right now, and so you might see that they're trying to get a hold of you. Oh, you know, trying to be all nicey. Don't believe it.
Yeah. Last time in November, they about a week later they contacted me. Just the bio mother, not the creepy half sister that abused my son. But the bio mother said, "You have a happy chatty letter and all this other stuff," and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, be really cautious. I mean, I'm not saying that they couldn't find the light and be working for that, but from the feel of their energy, I would say it's going to take quite a while to clean that stuff off of themselves. And I don't see that they're doing anything other than I'm hearing though that it may happen, especially if you maintain this for a month at least, because that's going to, with them having to deal with those archangels on a daily basis, it's either going to just drive them totally away from you, or it's going to convert them. One of the two.
Like the guy, yeah, the guy you mentioned, the doctor that was doing this terrible ECT stuff, and you sent healing for the person that he was doing it to. You know, your bio.
Yeah, and then I changed it and sent it at him. And
doing it
He stopped doing it. Yeah.
on people
So
anymore.
yeah, that was a bad thing, because I mean, it was just like every week I'd take her in there, and then it was like, she'd just draw a massive amount of energy after every session. And she felt it helped her. I'm thinking probably it was more the Reiki energy I was sending that helped her. So it was only good in the sense that it caused me to send more energy at her on a weekly basis, right? So, I mean, it's funny how things work out. It just is. And I am glad that, though, I noticed that I was aiming the energy at the wrong person. And that's kind of counterintuitive. You wouldn't think I got to aim this at the doctor that's mistreating her and heal him, but and I am kind of seeing that. I mean, now that my guys are telling me, yeah, you need to do that more often. But anyway, yeah, no, I see this as a pretty, I see things turning around for you pretty quickly now, especially if you can do that. It's kind of calling the big guns. Why not? We're just as we need their help just as much as they do.
Oh yeah, yeah, we need it. Because I'm needed by my family to help them and take care of them, type thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I hear that you're going to be a great counselor, a great healer in your own right. So yeah, if you get a chance to Reiki or quantum healing or anything like that, you might want to consider that as a possibility.
They don't Reiki, do they?
Hmm?
They don't. Those dark energies don't like Reiki, do they?
No, they're because it's coming from source. Yeah, no, they don't like it at all. I don't know how many times, at least twice, where I've sent energy towards somebody that I've actually had a demon come back and try to attack me. Of course, that after the second time, first time I just wow, and I had to hand it over to the green dragon, the emerald dragon, to take care of it. Now it's more like, oh, okay, and they'll just envelop in white light, and it screams and makes horrible noises, but it goes away.
Have you ever seen the tentacly stuff? Have you ever seen that?
Well, I don't normally see it, but I have. Yeah, I have seen. And that's the thing, is if it's little tendrils, I don't usually notice those in a general Reiki healing, but I'm going to be looking for it now that I know that it's a possibility. I'll be looking for it more. When that person told me about that, I was just like, oh yeah, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's just like it came out and it's annoying. Yeah, oh yeah, that happens. And it makes sense, really, when you think about it. How do they get these cords into other people that are normally, pretty up and bubbly, and yet they still can be attacked? And well, it's because they can send in these small tendrils that nobody notices until they just keep growing and bigger until they can really draw. It gets to where you can notice the energy is being drawn up. I feel tired every time this person is around, or I feel tired every time I get an email from this person. I feel like a drain of energy. So that takes a little while to get to where they can, suck that much energy. And it's because it's just like a root from a tree. I hate to use this analogy, but that that first tendril going through the ground, that's really kind of microscopic, very small. So these are microscopic little cords that they send into us. I mean, though in the case of relatives, it's a little easier for them to, put in big shoots, because we think, oh, well, they're my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my aunt, my uncle, whoever, you think it's part of your family line. You don't need to worry about them being, psychic
Mhm.
vampires, and yet they can be. Any of them
Yeah.
can be infiltrated like that and become a full-on nasty psychic vampire. So I mean, we have to be a little careful. I mean, I don't want to send out there that, oh, everybody's out to get us. No, because
No.
that's, but it what happens, so like with you, where you came into a family like that, it's really hard for you not to be infiltrated in that, unless you really, because I mean, we come into this, oh, I know, of my power here, I'll be okay. But we come in, and then our programming gets wiped out. The contract that we said that we are going to do, that gets beaten out of us, or we forget it for whatever reason. And then it's like many years later, then we realize, oh, I did have a purpose, and man, I missed that one. That's kind of what happened to me. So I'm making up time now
Oh, yeah.
to make up for all the times that I was in the dark and letting, negative energies draw energy off my family or myself, and I wasn't aware of that. And in fact, it led to me having an accident and all sorts of things. So I would, to try to lower my energy even more. Didn't work, but hey, didn't mean they didn't try.
True, true. Wow. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Okay, so I'm seeing that everything I think that I can do right now seems to be, yeah, I guess they're telling me there is still, you probably want to kind of, in your meditations, kind of imagine your aura as being rewoven. Because I mean, the
Oh,
patches that I put on it are weak spots still. So yeah, they're saying to try to kind of imagine in your meditations that your aura is being rewoven with some silver thread.
all right. I can
And
easily do that.
silver or golden thread, or both, just imagine tendril, or as if you're stitching through that, or it's weaving in like a cloak about you of silver and gold. So yeah, I
I
think that's what they wanted to end with, is that right there as a
I
another way to do that.
very much. I guess I'll start the second phase of the throwouts. The best, they have my physical address. When they didn't have my physical address, it wasn't nearly as bad.
Well,
Or
I'm not gonna say you have to move, but it probably wouldn't hurt if you can. Now, I don't know what your situation is there, or what kind of home you have or anything like that, but other than that, though, I am being told that you can protect that house even though they have the address. That's why they were telling me about using the salt.
okay, yeah.
So just all those window sills, just a little Doesn't have to be very much, just a little bit, a few grains across it to kind of, it'll give that, yeah, it'll shut them down.
What's the symbol, Phil, do you think? What is the symbol of protection, Phil, do you think?
Well,
Reiki, so I would know.
so normally what I do, especially if I feel like I'm under attack, is I will call on the elementals of each quarter. So the elemental of air, the sylphs of the air, also calling on deities or energies. Gabriel would be in the east, so that would be a good one, facing towards the east, and calling on the archangel Gabriel and the element of air to protect me. And then actually I'm going to say is the upright pinnacle or pentagram is a good sense of protections for each quarter. So I would like face to the east, invoke or call on Archangel Gabriel. In my case, I call on the goddess Isis and the sylphs of the air to protect the east from any thoughts and negativity. And then turn to the south, and in that case, it's Uriel and Ariel. I also call on the goddess Sekhmet, because man, that's a really powerful. That's lion energy as a protection on the south, and the same thing using the upright pentagram to with the circle around it as to seal the south, and the same with the west. That would be Archangel Michael and this the goddess
Morrigan?
Well, the Morrigan's a pretty good protector, yeah. And she is one that I invoke in the east. Mara is the one I was trying to think, or Mother Mary is another kind of water energy, right? She comes in blue. So that's a good one. And then for the north is Gabriel and Kuan Yin or Green Tara.
Yes.
Feminine energy to use for protection in the, and then that's also the gnomes. So we have the undines of the waters, sylphs of the west, the fire drakes of the south, and the gnomes of the east, if you want to, or the north, if you want to go with the elementals. The archangels Gabriel in the east, Uriel or Ariel in the south, Michael in the west, and Raphael in the north. As so, and using the upright pentagram on all four quarters, and then just envision so you set that circle around you, and then envision it top and bottom too.
I've been doing that.
That'd be a pretty, that's using their kind of magic against them. So yeah, that's one way. The other way is just the white light. Just bringing in that white light down through your crown. Because I mean, you can do this even though you're not initiated into the Reiki. That's not. It's not exclusive that you have that attunement. It just means that you have to kind of focus on it. Whereas all I have to do is just, well, I don't even have to do anything. I just, if I need to send energy, it just starts flowing out of my hands, right? I feel that tingle coming down through my crown, and then it's on, right? So I don't even sometimes know what I'm sending energy to.
I was initiated in 2012.
Oh, into Reiki?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
then, yeah. Okay, so you just the first degree, or did you go to the second degree?
I went to third degree.
Oh,
And
really?
yes,
Oh,
and
okay.
so
So you need to start using that, using your
yeah,
symbols. Yeah, that
so many health issues and stuff.
no, right. So use the Reiki distant on yourself, because it's. I mean, there's. You know, you can use the hand positions on your front part of your body, but you can't use it on the back part of your body, right? So that's why I say, and then a lot of Reiki practitioners don't realize, hey, I can do this for myself too. Uh, so yeah, and also for your family, start using it, because the more you use it, the more power you're going to have flowing through you, and the harder it's going to be for them to tap into you. You know, unless you're sending healing energy to them.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend sending healing energy towards your
No.
your people just yet. Wait until I would practice on your family around sending energy to your son, sending energy to any of your relatives that you feel are of the light or could use that help, or it could be brought into the light if you just help, send a little healing to them. So yeah, definitely start using that. I didn't realize you were, because
Yeah,
so
but
and know that you can call, especially now that we've got those two big ones cut. You should be able to clear these with anything that they send in now, with as long as you catch it early, right? When they're small, easily done. You can do it. I know you can do it. It's just a matter of, I mean, if you've got a crystal, use a crystal, or just designate a special kitchen knife that you're going to use it for. Don't use it for anything else. Just use it for that, and just do
yeah.
the cutting. As imagine cutting any little roots that might be sent at you, and do that on a daily basis. And that way, you can, if you, it's kind of like pruning them. If you prune them out when they're small, then it's, you usually can do it yourself. If you wait and let them get big, then you might need some help. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that I would. Well, for one thing, I'm pretty sure I would notice if I've got anybody tapping into me that way. And because basically I'm pretty free with the energy anyway, because it's flowing through me pretty. When I open up to it, it's flowing easily. Now, it used to be it was a little tough. So you find the more you use it, the easier it flows, and the easier it flows is the less often you're going to have. Well, I haven't had any energy attachments in over 10 years because of the amount of energy I'm running most of the time. So yeah, you need to use it or lose it, is what I'm being told here. So make sure that you start using that. Use it on your food, use it on your water, use it on your kids.
I was
use,
for a
it,
while.
use it on your boyfriend when he shows up. Yeah. Friends, whatever. It's because the more you can tap into that energy and let it run through you, the more you're protected, and the more energy you have to heal yourself and heal others. So, I mean, yeah.
It's really great and supportive. I appreciate it, Phil.
Yeah,
So,
and let me know if you got anything going on, or you need any help with a Reiki thing or anything like that. Yeah, I'll help you. I knew there was a reason why I was called to help you. You're another one of the light there.
oh, thank you, Phil.
Yeah, you need to get you back on and using that energy. I didn't realize that. That's great. That's awesome.
So is what they're trying to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, they didn't want you to use that. And if they could keep you from being able to tap into that energy, then they can still, they can, well, they love it is when they can get a Reiki person that isn't using it, because then they can draw on it and they feel like they won't notice because they've got source energy always flowing into them. Well, we don't realize that. And if we don't really realize it, if our subconscious doesn't realize that, then no, it doesn't flow like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, start working with that energy, and that alone, actually, when I'm hearing about that, there's a severe flowing energy out your hands every day that will protect you a lot right there alone. So I mean, if you don't have your son isn't in need of energy or anything like that, or I'm saying, I'm hearing, first off, use the Reiki distant to heal yourself of any issues that you've got. And then if you run out of doing that, running that energy for that, then move it out to heal the earth or something like that, so that you're using it more, because you'll have more energy flowing into you the more you use it. Okay.
Yeah. Understood.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know this is kind of advanced Reiki stuff I'm throwing at you here, but
That's okay.
it is what you should be doing, especially as a third degree. You need to come into your masterhood on this, and the only way you can do that is use it. So
Okay. Because I have symbols. I'm going to start redrawing my symbols, because they got a hold of all my Reiki symbols that I had hanging on the wall and everything. And
yeah. Do you remember them or?
yes, most of them. And I have
Yeah.
them.
So the chokery is like a 7, and it's a spiral coming.
Yeah, I'm making.
Yeah, as much as you need to fill the energy up. And then there's the mental, and that's called Seiheki, and that's like a V, and then it makes a 5, and then it's a curved line around it, and then two little blips like a B on the line. That's kind of at an angle to that 5 and the
Yes.
the angle, and that's the mental symbol. And then the chokery is a line across, a line down, a line to each at a diagonal from that cross, the center point.
The
And then
distant
a
punch
little, pardon?
right? You mean the distance symbol, right?
Yeah, the distance symbol, right? Yeah, yeah, chokery. It's chokery seiheke. Hon chose is that line across, line down, line on each side, and then a little cross in the line coming down, and then another line under that to end that part. And the second one is a slash, a diagonal down, and then a up, across, and down with a little side mark in the side of that, and that's also another slash under that, and that's the Honsho Ze part. And then the Honsho Nin is the line down, line on either side, a slash or a diagonals on each side, a little uptick like a smiley face, and then an up like a smiley face with a swoop down, kind of forming a J. And then 2 little commas and a comma. So a comma, 2 commas this way and a comma that way, or a circular, semicircular line, semicircular line, and a circular line. You know what? I'll write them out and take a picture of them and send it to
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, because I use those suckers all the time. I don't do a Reiki without doing those. Because I mean, and here's the thing is, and with you, it's really, here's something else that you can do to increase the energy, is that you can use this on yourself to go back and heal the abuse that you got as a child from these people that we're talking about here. I don't want to, yeah. So, go back into that time point, whatever you're drawn to, right? And start the healing there and bring it forward to now. And I think you'll start to feel a lot of relief, or yeah, I'm being told more of your powers will come to the fore in doing that. Because what they were trying to do is to shut you down so you wouldn't be activated. Once they realized who you were, yeah, they did not want you becoming who you could be.
Oh, I
So
see.
own it, Lisa, own it. And you can heal anything within yourself, anything.
We always see white light coming off of you all the time.
Well, I mean, you've got a pretty, yeah, it's, well, I mean, it's a little hard to say because the roof is white around you. So
Yeah.
it kind of blends in with, I see, it looks more clear to me, but that's it's probably because it's the white behind background. Yeah, no, you've got a good energy. I'm not going to deny that. It's odd that you would be in a family such as that.
They offered me to leave when I was like 3.5 years old. I think it might have been 4. I was taking a nap, but it wasn't like a nap. And I was like 4 years old, and I saw this beautiful gold light around me. And it said, "Little girl, you don't have to stay in this family. Do you want to leave? Here is your new mother. Come, let's go. You can choose to stay here, but you could come with us." And for some reason, I chose to finish out the mission where I was.
Well, I mean, I'm glad you did, because I see that you're going to do some pretty amazing things if you start on this work, start realizing that you can work on yourself. Because I mean, I don't remember my Reiki teacher telling me about that.
Oh, I remember when I was a little girl. This wasn't a Reiki teacher told me this. This is my vision from when I was a little girl. I was 4 years old, and I was put down for a nap. I was laying there, and I saw the gold light, and it spoke to me and said, "You don't have to live this life. You can leave now." In other words, I would have left my body, and they would have had somebody that died of, sin, which is a terrible thing to say, but I didn't. They offered me, they said, "Here's your new mother, and this is what she looks like. You don't have to stay here, little girl." But I chose to stay in this particular life and not be born to a different parent.
Yeah. Well,
Sucks, man. It sucked. Then, sorry.
so okay, yeah, I'm hearing that was an exit point for you.
Yeah.
But your guides are saying that they're kind of glad that you didn't. They realize that you suffered for that decision. I mean, they're not denying that, but they're saying that you'll be a much stronger healer now because of this, especially as you heal. The more you heal yourself, the stronger you will become as a healer. So yeah, rock on, Lisa, rock on. you got it coming on. It's going to be great from here on out. I'm hearing. especially if you can do a couple of those things they mentioned here, the sending Reiki to yourself, back to your past, to kind of from that point 4 years old on. Well, maybe even before that, I'm hearing, because the only reason that they did that is because it was so horrific what was happening to you. So yeah, you've got a little bit of work to do, but I think once you do that, man, you're going to find that you've got way more power than you ever realized that you had. And do let me know if you feel any kind of a fallback or anything like that, because
Sure.
yeah, please, yeah.
Okay. That was like I didn't want people to get bothered by it or something.
Well, yeah, you don't have to worry about me. I mean, if they come at me, well, for one thing, I've got those wards on, and they can be pretty ferocious if somebody's trying to attack me. And then the other thing is, if I notice that they're attacking me, I can be totally ruthless.
Awesome.
Yeah, when you know that you've been a stone cold killer before in a past lifetime,
Yeah,
you know where you need to go if you got to do that.
I know.
And I'm hearing that you've had a few of those lifetimes yourself. So
Yes, I did.
so know that you're strong and have untapped energy. Totally, you've got a lot. You can tap into far more energy than you've been doing up until this point. So yeah, but I mean, if you feel any kind of a setback, do let me know. Because for one thing, I mean, you're still that one spot. Those two spots are going to be a little weak. So I don't want them to be able to, come right in there, bust through that patch, and start sucking off you again. Though I'm hearing if you start using the Reiki, probably that'll beef up your aura, and also you'll be bringing in so much light that they won't be able to use their demons to do it. For one thing, because demons can't handle this shit, and for two, they're going to have to use that tendril method if they're going to come back at you. And if you keep cutting those, finally they'll just get, oh, this isn't working. Well, I don't know why. I guess I'll have to go find somebody else I can suck energy off of. These guys are not nice.
They revealed themselves to me for sure as we were speaking.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
I know for sure now.
Okay. Well, that's good, because
98%. So now know what they did.
well, I'm saying, well, okay. They're telling me, okay, she's right. She doesn't have to be 100% sure, just as long as 98% works.
Okay. Yeah.
That's close enough. I mean, they do have 2% of light within them.
Oh, I know.
So they are not going to make it to the absolute negative. So they might as well give up on that battle. They're not going to be able to do it. They ain't going to be. They can't be quite that evil. This is why that dark path is so reft with failure. Most of those that go over the dark side, they just fail. They get drained. And there are a few of those people that are like higher fourth dimensional, fifth, getting into that. But that's this thing that we really need to realize as we go into 5D. That doesn't remove these evil ones totally from the picture here. It's only when we get into the sixth dimensional consciousness that they have to kind of convert, because you get to that stage of enlightenment, you realize you're connected to it all, you can't really do evil. You're doing evil to yourself if you do evil to it.
Never heard it said like that. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really
So
cool.
that's why we want to be in as high a vibration as we can, because it limits the negative energies that can attack us, really, when it gets down to it. But yeah, we're going to have to go all the way to the 6th dimension to get rid of all this evil, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I mean, this is the thing. We're going to ascend, make this little, we'll have this event that'll bring us up. But that isn't where we stop. We don't, oh, we made it. No, there's still higher rooms that we can go to. And,
Yeah. Yep.
and we're not out of it in 5D. We're not out of it quite. We're gonna, the more that we unify, that puts us more closer to that higher 5D and the 6D, where, right, the negative ones won't affect it, because they have to kind of come over to the side of the light at that point. Even though they were 100% negative, they get flipped as in 6D. So that's what we need to shoot for.
Yeah.
Then we can rest on our laurels a little bit.
True. Very true.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this here, or stop recording.